All right, we're doing it. Everyone, forever hold your peace. Here we go. We're freaking going.
Peas?
What's up, gang?
Hey.
How we
what's
doing?
up?
What up?
We're living. We're drinking Ranchies.
Love
We're
it.
having a good time.
Yeah, good.
I just drank a high rise, actually.
Perfect. Well, for those of you that aren't here, welcome back to another episode of No Bards Allowed, a podcast hosted by a bunch of amateur entertainers, but professional friends. I am your dungeon master for this game, B. Felons, and I will pass it around the horn to let everyone else introduce themselves.
I'm Dart, playing Arthur Page Llewellyn.
I'm Shay. I'll be playing Oz.
I'm Fuse, and I'm playing Bilbin Billings.
And I'm Will, and I'm playing Saren. Should I say my last name?
No, let it come up organically.
never.
It'll come up when it comes up.
60 episodes
Let
in
it
or something.
unfold.
Now that we're 3 episodes in and we only have my first name.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We have all the time in the world. How's everybody doing today?
Fantastic.
I'm so tired.
Good. Super good.
I'm like the perfect amount of sleep deprived where it's like an out of body experience.
It's like the movie Limitless.
yeah.
Yeah. where you
I'm
just-
tapping into 100% of what is left of my brain.
Dude,
All right.
it almost
we're
sounds...
here to dissociate and play D&D, and I think we're all done playing D&D. So
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Perfect.
I wore my shirt for this.
nice.
Yeah, well,
It says, hell yeah, I love D&D, disassociation and dehydration.
That's our game.
Hell yeah.
Well, without further ado, we're going to begin our game as we will with every session. One of our characters will be giving a recap of the previous week's episode. So I'm going to pass it over to Oz. And Oz, let us begin.
All right. During our last session, Bilbin, Arthur, and I chased down a stranger hooded through the main strip of the festival. We were able to stop him, where he revealed himself to be a young dragonborn named Saren. He seemed like a lad with nowhere to go, and Arthur and I were able to persuade him to come have a hot meal from the Frosted Pike, even in the face of Bilbin's intense line of questioning. Once we were back, we made a plan to go investigate the woods in the morning to try and figure out what's causing all of these mysterious fires. The other gents went to stay at the Let 'em All Inn for the night, and I went back to my Aunt Zika's house, where in the morning she gave some words of encouragement and handed me a piece of paper from my extracurricular studies or my personal research project. I met the others at the inn for breakfast, where we are now waiting for the Vox to arrive to meet us.
And if you listened to the last episode, you would also remember that we ended with our players having a merry breakfast, getting to know each other. Who knows what the tension's like, but invested enough in a hot, fresh meal cooked by Arthur and Patrick that they did not hear horse hooves galloping at pace in the direction of the building in which they all sit. As the clops on the street outside of the inn get louder, they slow to a halt. Very shortly afterwards, you see a flustered-looking Vox Omar push through the front door of the inn. He walks in, and Nanette says, "Well, good morning, Omar. How?" And before she can say any more, he holds up a finger and says, "Nanette, I'm sorry and would not cut you off unless I needed to make haste. I desperately need to chat with Oz on business that cannot wait." As he says that, he looks up and sees the four of you sitting around eating breakfast and walks up with a swift pace and says, "Gentlemen, I'm sorry to barge into our breakfast late and with such urgency, but something awful happened in the dead of the night and I am still trying to figure out what to do. I'm going to be riding north and trying to find the bandits' encampment now, and I have several men going to head out and sweep the woods now, but Reynard, the bandits, as he struggles to get his words out, Oz, he hands you a note, and I will have you read that to the group as he hands it to you.
Yeah, Oz,
Who is...
seeing the concern, grabs the note from Omar.
The little tiefling kid.
The
Did I
apprentice.
meet a little too fast? No, like
Oh,
in
right.
character, I'm like, I don't. Who?
I don't think you did.
I don't think I ever met this guy.
You never did, no.
What does it say?
Oz unfolds the letter. You see him looking over it, reading it first to himself, and he kind of shakingly looks back to Omar with a concerned look on his face and looks back down at the letter. To the Vox of Dublin. Shouldn't have had so much to drink last night. It was easier than we thought it would be to come and nab your boy. Still figuring out what we want from you, but be on the lookout for a message in the next day or two. Probably should start gathering gold, maybe some weapons too. Getting this little guy back unharmed won't come cheap. Best, D.
Yes. They took my boy. Renaud is my son, Saren. I
I'm sorry.
can't believe that I let the holiday distract me. I can't believe. I've already rallied some of the bravest souls, stronger people in the city to go out there doing a sweep of the woods nearby.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I had everyone working in pairs. Most of them are on horseback, so they will be able to ride back first thing. I don't think they're close. I have a feeling that Bilbin and Arthur, where we were yesterday, I feel like they're further north. I just can't believe that my son is gone.
Would you know who this D fella is?
I have no idea. I've never seen this name in my life. I'm assuming he's the leader of their little group that's been prancing around, taking advantage of those on our coast, but I don't know.
Oz puts a hand on Omar's shoulder. Omar, we'll get your boy back.
Thank you. I can't ask any of you to help, but if you'd be willing to go out as another search party and see if you can help me find him or find where they're camped at least so we can make a plan, then I would greatly appreciate it from you all. But I understand if that's too much to ask, but I need to make haste soon. So there are a few different places that I have thought they may be. North of Mirror Lake, there's an old graveyard where families of missing huntsmen in the woods would leave grave plots to honor those loved ones, and that's a place that doesn't see many people. They could easily be hiding out there. And then continuing east, there's the Shrine of Mezaka. This is close to where I said that old village was last night. I'm planning to ride north first to check out the old graveyard, and after that I'll head to the shrine. I don't know if you'd be willing to go scope out the area.
I can help track. I would warn you, bandits, for all of their hasty ferocity. They're not good planners, but they will probably not take kindly to, you sending a small militia of people out looking for them. Whatever you do, I would do it subtly.
Well, you might be right. I've already sent people out. I went out quickly to find my son.
Yeah, I can help. Yeah, bandits, they're not great planners. They're sloppy. I could definitely try and track them, especially if, they had an unwilling hostage. I imagine they would have left more of a trail even than usual.
Well, thank you. For any of the rest of you that are willing to help, I'm happy to compensate you if you can help me in any way. If you're willing, head north to Mirror Lake. Bilbin and North are near where we were yesterday, and if you head east from there, you should, with luck and good tracking, you should be able to find at least the shrine and maybe be able to find this hidden old village that nobody's seen for years.
Wait, this is in the same direction of the fires you guys were talking about?
Fire.
Hey, Omar, you need a coffee?
Arthur.
Arthur walks up from out of the kitchen. He's just still been serving, running pancakes and stuff.
No.
Something's the matter. I'm sorry. Do you need some coffee?
No coffee for me, thanks. I will, Oz can tell you
All right.
about it. I need to make haste, but
You do what you got to do.
I will, if any of you are willing to help, thank you.
I will help.
And with that, Omar swiftly turns and heads back out the front of the inn.
As he reaches the door, Oz says, Omar, Reynard's a smart lad. He'll be fine. We'll find him.
As you stop him at the door, he turns and walks back up and gives you a hug. I don't have much to help, but you helping me out is something about you all yesterday. I believe you can help me. Take these. And he grabs a little bag strapped to the bottom of his leathers and hands them to you, Oz, and says, these will help if you find trouble. I know we got off to a different foot last night, son, but you seem like a good kid. And I appreciate you helping me find mine. I appreciate all of you. I believe that you can help me. I believe that you are all wise beyond your years. Even you, Arthur.
Well, I don't know about that. That'd be quite a lot of wisdom there.
Yeah. Well, I believe in you all.
Whatever it is, we'll figure it out.
As you watch him turn with a certain amount of ferocity and rage, you all feel a certain level of belief in the words he says. And as you do, you all feel a little bit more prepared to help this friend as you all gain 6 temporary hit points.
Whoa.
You said level, and I was like, are we doing a level?
No.
Not yet.
Some inspiring leader shit.
Well, hey, guys, thanks for eating my treats, but they're useless now.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Is that add on to my already 2
No.
HP?
No, it has to
Maybe
replace
doesn't
it. I
matter.
apologize.
Yeah.
Fuck my class trip feats. You know?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's whatever,
Lame
dude.
rules.
Yeah, it's whatever, dude.
But yeah, as Omar leaves, you all, whether inspiring or heartfelt, you all feel like he knows the burden of what he asks you all to help with today is large, and he wants to leave you all prepared. And Oz, whenever you look inside of that satchel that he left you, you also find 4 potions of healing.
Yeah, I think when he leaves the building, I'll look down, open it up, and I'll see those potions of healing, and I'll say, I'll at the same time I'm filling Arthur in on what had happened since he was in the kitchen. Arthur, his son, my auntie's apprentice, was abducted last night by the bandits that have been tormenting this area.
No, that's awful.
I know you and Bilbin, well, and Saren are visitors of this area, and you have no obligation to help, but Omar, I hope that you have seen this in the last short time you've known him as a good man, and so is his boy and his wife. They don't deserve this. And Bilbin, I know you came here for a reason. I think that this might be taking out two birds with one stone. If we go and investigate this, we might be able to figure out both of the problems. And these, he reaches in and starts pointing, have a little bit of help.
I'm not sure how much help I can be, but I'll be right there with you.
Something tells me you can be a lot of help.
I'm just a farmer. But extra set of eyes, extra set of ears, extra pan, I guess.
I was going that way anyway, and I might as well pitch in to help find this here son this missing boy.
So what does he want us to do first? We got to go north?
Apparently you yesterday, the three of you had been up there already.
Yeah, they found me. I was camping up there.
Yeah, you see, there was this whole misunderstanding of Arthur's pet thing grabbing my amulet, and
Calm down. Dad. It's all right.
Essentially,
You're more than a pet thing.
took me for an absolute, snipe hunt in the woods. And needless to say, I love me some Jimbo.
Jumble? Little mushroom jumble?
I love me some of his mushroom jumble.
Look, it's a Woodhammer staple. You gotta come to Woodhammer sometime and have yourself a little more mushroom jumble. There's plenty more over there. There's so many kinds of mushrooms you wouldn't believe. You can make a whole casserole just out of mushrooms. Since I know you're a big casserole fan.
Now we're speaking my language.
All right, I think we're maybe wasting a little bit too much time here.
Yeah, we need to go.
So we're catching some troublemakers? Is that what it sounds like?
That's right. And Saren, it sounds like you're a good tracker. If you can track these people up north past the Mirror Lake, it seems we turn east to the Shrine of Meizaka.
No, I haven't been north of the city yet, but if they're like any other bandits I've run into, I can't imagine they'll be too hard to track down.
Well, Bilbin and I can get us back to where we were yesterday.
Oh,
and then I'm sure, Saren, you could take it from there if you know how to track. Tabitha, sounds like we might be getting into a little trouble. How's that sound?
Let's get at it.
I think Tabitha unfurls out of invisibility as she gets excited. And you see a little fairy dragon on my shoulder.
You see Oz, like, looking with complete interest. Where did you get that?
Well, it's a gift. Tabitha was a gift from a loved one.
She's beautiful.
Oh, she is, ain't she? Yeah, she's a bit of a handful, but
Is that a fae?
it's a fairy dragon. Yeah.
Spectacular.
Yeah. Well, where I come from, we have we're a little how you say, I guess, closer to the Feywild than most other places in this world, and
As you say that, Tabitha jumps from your shoulder, seeing Oz kind of staring, and jumps onto your shoulder and sniffs you a little bit and nuzzles her head into your neck.
Oh, right. Yes.
I think she likes you.
Yeah, Tab, you're a nice one. You are fascinating, and I love your eyes.
Yeah, don't butter her up too much.
At that point, she notices Saren as well, and she actually scurries down to the ground and comes towards your feet. And
I think Saren, I would kneel down almost in like a showing respect kind of way. But I would like kneel down and like outstretch a hand.
She sits kind of like a dog, and she kind of bows her head to you in an acknowledgement as well. And she uses her head to touch your hand before she scurries back up onto Arthur's shoulder and goes invisible again.
I would stand up from that and say, we need to go.
I'm full.
I think certainly like this would be unsaid, but for as paranoid and closed off as Saren has been for the time you've known him, he definitely caught just the sheer desperation and pain in Omar's voice, and yeah, we got to go.
All right.
Well, it looks like we have a group of strangers banding together to go help somebody in need.
What's that? That doesn't sound like a familiar trope to me. At all.
Yeah.
Never heard of this.
Is there anything any of you would like to do before you depart the inn or in town before you all head north of the city?
If you would allow me, I would like to do an arcane recovery as we're leaving this short rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Short rest?
Essentially, we're eating breakfast.
I didn't take a short
Have
rest.
you cast any spells?
I did
cooking.
mage armor before I left the house.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yep, that is perfectly fine with me.
Cool.
If you would allow Bilbin to go to the bathroom, that coffee went right through him
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that
Bilbin Bilbin scurries off to the bathroom.
quickly.
For
Saren scowls.
Bilbin's in there for full 6 minutes. before he
Bilbin,
comes
come
back to
on.
the table.
Hold on.
The dice tell our stories.
What
Gavin.
do they put in the casserole down south? Why is this food so much harder than the casserole for you to poop out? This is good content.
Perfect. As you all gather your things and head north of Duplain, you follow the same pathway that Arthur and Bilbin walked the day prior, walking along the coastline of the Western Sea until you eventually hit the delta of a river and follow the water inland from the coastline. It takes you about an hour and a half in total to get back to the area where the two of you were yesterday. A frosted forest with specks of singed earth every so often is what Oz and Saren you see that you haven't seen before. It's warmer today than it was the day before even, as it feels like the frost will slowly but surely melt away, leaving space for flowers to bloom in the not-so-distant future. As you continue along the path past where you all were yesterday, the river mouth opens up a bit as you see a small clearing of trees and a small glassy lake with pieces of glittering, cracking ice gleaming off the top. You hear birds chirping and a few chipmunks chasing each other along the shoreline, along the crisp but melting snow. As you all approach Mirror Lake, is there anything you would like to do in this space of serenity and peace? Any thoughts that are crossing your minds as you travel north?
I don't know who all would even notice this, but Saren is definitely almost in the way that you would not avoid stepping on cracks in the sidewalk as you're like walking down the street. Like Saren is not stepping into any of the scorch patches, very much just navigating around them.
I'm looking around for anything that was different from the last time that I was walking through here and the last time that I made camp around here. If anything looks out of place, and overall just kind of staying back and keeping an eye on everything. I feel like in my head I'm just running around back and forth from the town to the campsite that I was in, and I'm like, what's going on? I feel just so out of place right now.
Sure. Feel free to make a perception check as you explore this new space.
Well, it's a 19 on the die, so that's going to be a 19.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Hey.
As you look around the space, you and kind of walking into Mirror Lake too, you see the hoof prints of a horse riding north towards the direction of the graveyard that Omar described. It's presumably his horse that he took. Something that I don't think any of you all took the time to think about or notice yesterday, though, is that there's the faintest sign of some other humanoid footprints through this space that is fairly removed from this area. There's almost subtle track leading along the edges of this mirrored lake that head in the direction of east, not north towards the graveyard, but east towards the direction of the worship space, the holy space for Mezaka.
Like a worn path, you're saying? Like a trail in the woods where it's just been worn down by repeated use?
It's subtle. It's one of those where there's been snow coming through the trees, so these tracks look like they've probably been covered over time and time again. But as the spring comes and ultimately the ground becomes softer and some of the melted mud, you see it's almost like you don't even see footprints, but you see the signs of muddy wear that you may not see without the presence of something heavier walking across them. These chipmunks running around wouldn't create this type of wear on this space. So with the thaw coming, it seems like this pathway that has some defined shape to it, but it looks tread on recently as well.
I see some unusual tracks over there, Saren. Could you follow those?
Yeah.
I can't tell where they go, but I see something starting that
You
looks...
said these are headed east?
Yep.
So you said they're humanoid tracks. Is there anything off about them?
No,
Okay.
there's
just
Yeah, the edges of shoe prints, not even necessarily full ones, as the ground is not perfectly thawed. But yeah, you see, edges of shoe prints. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'll check it out, and I would also be trying to gauge, how recently this path was used, especially as like snow's melting and stuff. I assume there hasn't been snowfall since last night, so
Yeah, it's even been. I would say the snowfall's been. It doesn't look like it snowed in this area in a couple days even.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like I said, the melt is really on now that spring.
the melt
has
is
come.
real.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
Yeah. I'm also, I think as I like kneel down to do this, you'll see my eyes glow a little bit if you're looking when I cast guidance on myself.
Oh, perfect. Heck yeah. Add that D4 to the roll.
Add that D4 for a 4.
For a 4? Beautiful.
Whoa.
No way.
A 2 and a 2, guys.
No.
Hell yeah.
Gosh.
A druid out in nature struggling with nature.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, I think you're struggling to gauge because, like I said, Arthur had this unique intuition as I think your other companion that maybe has more connection to nature and the outside world than your other two traveling companions to today. But it's hard to, you can see they head east, but it's subtle. You're not necessarily sure that you'll even be able to follow the exact path, but you know that it's in the direction of what Omar described to you as the bloom, and also this this group of old cottages, this small community lost to time.
Yeah. These look like just normal people tracks to me, but this is definitely the way Omar recommended we go.
Sarah, do you know anything about these burn scorch marks on this earth? And I'm not saying that in a, what's the word?
Suspicious?
Suspicious?
Pointed?
Accusatory? I'm not saying that in a way that I'm making you the villain.
Villainizing?
Huh.
Scapegoat?
I have never. It's very odd to see scorch marks like this so spread out and yet frequent. I can't say I've ever seen scorch patterns of this kind.
Oz and Saren, as new people to the space, you're more than welcome to make checks into the.
Okay, yeah,
Earth that you
Oz
see
is
as well.
definitely interested in these marks.
Yeah, you can make nature, investigation, arcana, insight, whatever skill y'all would like to use, and just please describe to me
Survival?
how you're using it. How would you use survival in this instance?
Do you really want me to answer that?
You can use it. I'll let you use survival. I'll give it to you.
I think as like a fight or flight response.
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
Also, for the record, on D&D Beyond, survival is the check for following tracks, hunting wild game, etc.
yeah. Let's see it. Let's see the survival roll.
19?
19 on the die.
Well, it's a +5, but
14 on the die. 19 total. That is a very good survival roll. I think what you would see as somebody who showed this group yesterday that you're not unfamiliar with fire, there doesn't look like any sign of struggle or fight, obviously. I mean, these look random. There's no rhyme or reason as to why the areas that have been burned with fire seem to be where they are. There's not a clear path or anything like that. There's just random pockets. And the other thing you would notice is somebody who's seen, it looks like maybe some of this came from blasts of fire. Some of it seems like it's maybe fire that scorched an entire area all at once. It looks like there may have been different.
Interesting. That's what I was going to ask is is there signs of like impact, or is it just like more of like a magical like hard edges like?
I would say the thing that sticks out to you most is there's with the 19 I would give you that. I think at some point you even see there's a tree that you notice that nobody else had, and it's subtle because it's a little lower to the ground than maybe you'd look for the rest of it. But there's 2 scorched, human-looking handprints, a little lower on a tree. Smaller hands, not a fully grown person. Doesn't look like. Could it be a halfling or a dwarf or something? Who knows? Could it be maybe the
Or it
dwarves?
could just be like a human child.
Maybe. So that's what you see.
Did I assume you guys saw this yesterday, but these prints don't make it look like a full-grown bandit. You know what I mean?
I didn't see that yet. Did you see that, Bilbin?
It did not occur to me.
Oh, these prints on this tree, they're looks like magic to me, but I don't.
Someone burned their hands into the tree? Why would you do that?
Maybe their entire body was on fire.
Well, with the way
Sounds like a nightmare for you.
with the way these spots are spread out, my intuition says that this wasn't a meticulous, methodical thing. This I mean, I don't know that someone just being on fire would be enough to scorch, the tree even like this, but this seems like a somewhat out of control power. I don't know. But yeah, should we head down the path, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. Who would be out of control of what their power though?
I don't
Beats
know.
me.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Couldn't be me. Couldn't
Oz looks at Arthur when he's saying that. Insight check.
Yeah. Feel free to insight. Are you rolling deception over there, Arthur?
I don't have to tell you that. Rolling something. Did you beat a 7?
Probably not.
Let's see it.
Oh yeah, I definitely beat a 7.
Ooh.
That's 17.
All right.
Arthur's eyes are kind of shifting nervously around at all of the burned hand marks and all of the flame, and just thinking about the idea of, I don't know, you see him kind of getting nervous a little bit.
Oz notices that. Says, Well, Arthur, have met 1 or 2 people who have powers that just kind of, it's not something that they expected to land on them, and they kind of every once in a while they feel a surge, shall I say, from the weave, and an outburst of magic occurs. I've only known a few of these people, so
Well, they sound real fascinating.
yeah, it's a quite, people like me who actually have to put time and energy into studying arcana and learning to properly cast spells. It is quite fascinating that some people can just, without them even trying, produce magic from the weave.
They just do it.
They just do it.
I've never
Yeah.
been much for knitting or any other sort of yarn work, but if you can pull magic out of a weave, and then, whew, it's impressive.
Yeah,
Do you?
impressive.
Do you weave? Do you do that? Is that what you do? No, you said you study.
Yeah, of sorts. Yeah, I study. I'm a practicer of arcana in a sense. Yes.
Oh, I would love to see some at some time. It would be great.
Well-
I don't know much about magic myself. It was kind of always around growing up, but we're never studying or learning or anything.
Well, you might see some stuff today, depending on how this situation goes.
Well, I hope that's a promise.
As you listen to Arthur, and I think you see 2 things. I think you pick up on. Well, I mean, what does he pick up on out of the answer? I guess your body language.
I think that you see Arthur saying, who would not be able to control their magic? You see somebody that's kind of trying to reassure themselves a little bit, and trying to believe their own lie in a way.
I would say you see that in Arthur, and then with that high enough insight roll and having glanced down too, who knows whether Arthur is questioning whether he accidentally did this or not at this point, but looking at the handprints in the tree, at least with that particular instance, those handprints are too small to be this full-grown dwarf's hands. So you see that in this moment.
I'm just like kind of looking at my hands. Just like kind of like casually looking down at them.
Well, gang, do we follow the
I've already
trail
started
east?
walking.
Yeah.
Perfect.
continue east.
We better catch up.
How are we proceeding in this moment? Stealthily, not stealthily? How are we going about our journey?
You tell me, leader. How are we going, Saren?
I think to start, I would just be walking normally. But if the trail ever starts to seem more defined, or if, we get to a point where we, hear voices or, signs of people, I think I would slow down a bit and try and be a little more subtle.
Great. Okay. Awesome. I will leave it up to y'all. We can either do a group survival check as we trek. We have a trail, but we can either do a group survival check, or I can let Saren, who it seems like is leading the way, do a survival check on his own. How would you like to do this?
I don't think I'm aiding in the survival here.
Survival area.
Definitely not.
Okay.
us.
Okay.
I don't know how
Awesome.
to survive.
Can I guidance myself again?
I would love for you to cast guidance on yourself.
Get a 3 on that D4.
Nice.
And then that's a 20. A 7, which is 10
Perfect.
plus 5. I'm rolling terribly.
15?
15, yes.
15 is great.
Honestly, not bad.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
You got to remember, level one.
Level one, baby.
Yeah, we're level
remember.
1. You're,
That's not bad.
casually rolling 15.
For those listening, we play a home game, and at this point in time, as we're recording, we're level 8, I think. And
With
so-
just insane stats.
Yeah,
So
so-
I have to set absurdly high DCs for
Yeah.
everything.
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, 15 is great. I think there are moments where you lose. Again, it's not a perfectly defined track, but you lose it and gain it and lose it and gain it. You can continue along for probably another mile through the woods as the trees get thicker and the ground slopes downward. At points, you walk down a hillside in the distance and see a small path of running water. As the snow has clearly melted away in this part of the woods, you see a fawn and doe feeding in the distance until they hear your steps and quickly glide away. And as you continue along this path you have been able to follow, it gives way and disappears as an area where the pines slowly begin to clear, and you find yourself standing in what you can only assume is the shrine of Maizaka that Omar had told you to investigate. You pass through the clearing into this open area, and you see 6 large stone pillars with ancient runes forming a semicircle in the back of circular bed where wildflowers will bloom in the coming weeks. At the back of the semicircle is a large stone statue of a beautiful woman with long hair hanging down her back. The carving has flowers growing from her hair as she has a bow drawn back towards the woods in the direction you've come from. She has a hawk on her shoulder and is wearing something that looks like a dress but made out of leaves. What's everyone doing as they enter this space as it opens up a little bit?
Well, this is real quaint.
I think I'm not too engaged with theatrics of this little like chapel, but I think I'm now immediately looking for signs of like path offshoots. Like, yeah, the path ends here. I'm immediately looking for whether or not the path does actually end here. Like, does it, does there tracks that go around back, or there?
Sure. So in this space, I would say without any sort of roll or anything like that, it looks like the path almost gives away. You don't know if it's by some sort of magic or well-kemptness because of the fact that it is a shrine. But as soon as you entered this space, it feels like spring has almost sprung in this space a little bit sooner than the rest of the woods that you've been trekking through around you. There's no snow on the ground. The grass is green, and while flowers haven't bloomed, it looks like they're patches of soil where you would assume something will grow out of, or well-kempt and beautiful. So feel free to make a perception check for me, though. as you explore around this space? Where do you look?
Yeah.
Where
Well,
do you look
I
first?
think if in that case, I think I would first thing right off the bat be after noticing, how pristine everything looks. I think I would just be looking for any signs of disturbance of that like otherwise very well kept facade.
Okay.
Perception
Or investigation.
or investigation.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 12
12.
perception.
I think on a 12 perception, you walk through the space, following east through it, while you walk forward from the rest of the group for a moment, and you don't see any tracks at this moment. I will say, on a 12, I think as you get a little closer, you see under the pedestal where Mezaka's statue sits, you see a carving in a language that I don't believe any of you understand, but you see that there is some carving underneath. I think you're a little distracted by that for a moment. Something about that carving pulls your attention for a second. What's everyone else doing in this space?
Oz is making a circle around the statues in the center of this place, you said?
It's a massive, like, circular, not as big as a field, ultimately, probably like 30 by 30 feet wide. It's not a massive space. The side you walked in was like open grass, and as you walked up, there's soil basically in front of each of these, or like surrounding each of these pillars. There's 6 pillars, and in the center, where like a 7th pillar would normally sit, there's wildflowers around it, and then the pedestal with Mezaka. So there's basically a 30 by 30 foot circle that you're standing in right now.
Cool. Oz is gonna go up to the pedestal and detect magic. I think he's just looking for, like, noticing that how pristine it is, if there's anything like keeping it that way through magic.
Sure. You detect magic, and what you find is that there is magic keeping it this way. You detect magic all around you. There's wards been placed on this space you realize that the reason why with detect magic, I think what you're finding is that there's not somebody that tends to this space all the time to make it what it is. Some sort of divine energy protects this place and surrounds it, which is why, as you look at your own footsteps, they don't leave tread or mark. The grass goes back, standing beautifully tall. You feel a warmth around you that feels unnatural compared to the woods that you have just trekked through. It feels protected. Yeah, that's what you sense in this space. As you're all staying around this space, is there anything else anyone's doing in particular right now?
Oz, what are you doing over there? Are you casting magic now?
I mean, if anybody's looking, it would have been very imperceptible for Oz to detect magic. It's mainly just him, like, it looks like he's adjusting his satchel strap, but really he's like moving his hand down to his sphere that's on his chest, muttering the incantations, and then just a quiet little flash in the eyes, and that's how he could see the magic. Some simple magic, yeah. I was just trying to see if there's anything protecting this place. And there is divine magic, actually.
Well, that's neat.
That's why it's as nice as it is.
You all have not been in this space for long. Saren, you're looking for tracks. Your eyes were drawn to that carving on the statue. You're detecting magic, trying to figure out. Feels like a clue almost gone dead. Everyone give me a perception check.
I can't read the plaque.
Oh, I believe you can read the plaque, actually. Remind me the languages you speak again?
Is it in Sylvan?
Yeah.
Then I can read it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a nat 20 on my perception check, by the way.
Perfect.
Should I even roll? I don't like.
Sylvan, I can read it. Nat 20.
Feel free. Before you have a chance to absorb the words on the plaque, what does everyone else get? So,
Oh,
21.
I got to roll.
11 for Bilbin.
4.
Cool. You're focused on your detect magic. Bilbin is still on the edge of the space. Saren attuned to looking for signs of life or tracks, and Arthur being in a peaceful place, a place of nature touched by magic that feels
This is real nice. This feels real nice here.
The two of you hear at first a couple horrified screams that were so quick that you could have missed them initially, and you see a very quick plume of smoke and flame some 120 feet away in the distance.
Shit, you hear that too, Saren?
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, I think so.
As you see
I think someone's in trouble.
You see darkness start to swell. You hear a familiar male voice let out a yell in the distance, the voice of Omar cutting through to your ears.
Oh, shit.
What do you all do?
Run.
We got to go find Fox Omar.
Gotta find Omar.
I'm
Come on,
running.
Tabitha.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, full dash.
Beautiful. As you sprint through the woods and get closer to the smoke beginning to form, the trees grow closer and thicker again until all of a sudden the frost-covered trees clear again, and you come across an area that doesn't feel quite as cold. At your feet, you see mushrooms that spread their mycelium over the tops of the grounds like a network of above-ground tunnels. As your eyes rise from the ground, you see a few small stone cottages, several of which have collapsed walls and missing roofs, grown over by the mycelium, lichen and moss, but two that look fully intact. One sitting on the left side of the clearing with a roof that looks almost like a garden, covered in a plethora of plants, including flowers, which you don't think should be alive in this climate. And the other in the center with a similar roof set ablaze. As in front of it, you see a campfire surrounded by tents on fire, 4 charred-looking bodies lying around it, and just to the left, Omar Osef, standing in front of his son, unconscious on the ground, with hands bound, and 3 flying creatures in front of him that look as if they're made from the bowels of a volcano itself. And with that, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Yo, wait, what? Wait.
And for anyone listening at home, the things that they've stumbled upon is something that after our last pod, I asked the gang if they had any guesses about the fire, and Dart said exactly what it was, which is they're magma mephits, little elemental creatures with flaming wings, and they look like they're formed of magma itself.
Do they have little humanoid hands?
Yeah, they look like little
God damn
guys.
it.
They don't look. You can make a perception check. I would say that even with the low roll, you'd know that they don't look super friendly right now, as Omar's got his sword brandished and looks like it's like Omar's sword looks like it has like flaming magma, and like he's just been like hit with some fire. He's like looking scorched, and like his son lies behind him as he puts himself in the way.
Omar, what's going on?
Help!
All right.
Yeah, we're running. We're running.
We're coming.
I'll try to help once 11
On the way.
comes down on the initiative.
Initiative. What did everybody roll?
11.
14.
All right.
12 for Billbone.
Bilbao?
For Billbone.
12
Billings.
and
Billbone Billings.
3.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
2 on the die.
We got some Dexy people
Sauce
in
over
this
here.
party.
All right. As we jump into initiative order, it is not Omar going first, but unfortunately, getting the jump in this scenario, Reynard has to roll a death save.
Oh no.
It's okay. Rolled an 11.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
Okay,
You're lying
great.
to us. You're fucking lying. Dude.
Well, I gave you a free one.
We
Great.
don't know that.
Okay.
I will say too, it looks like this is so what you see is I described it a little bit, but it looks like this has already been happening for a moment in the time that it took to get here. It looks like a couple rounds may have already elapsed. So first of all, there are 4 charred corpses on the ground that look like what you would assume may have been the bandits that had, or at least some of the bandits that had taken Reynard, and it looks like one of these Mephits' wings is busted up a little bit already. As we move ahead from our young wizard's apprentice, we will move to Saren.
Oh boy.
Up next. Saren, what would you like to do? Yeah, you are absolutely within range if you want to get up into melee combat with any of these Mephits, or you can stay back if you would like.
How close are the methods to Reynard?
Reynard they're behind Omar at this moment, so they're all.
Okay, I think my first thing would be to run up. I want to try and get Reynard out of there. Like I want to.
Okay, you'll take one opportunity attack if you the quickest way in to try to pull him away. You would take one opportunity to attack from the closest one to you. Basically, they're like surrounding in a semicircle, and Reynard's on the other side. So you'll have to get close to one of them in order to be able to get in and try to grab him.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool, great. That is a natural 18 plus whatever the hell they add.
Cool.
Oh boy.
It probably doesn't hit, right?
Yeah, does a 21 hit your armor class?
It doesn't actually.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm just kidding.
I was about to. Whoa. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. Do I not know?
Imagine.
Yeah,
What do you-
Saren. I
what
give
did he
Saren like
give
really
you?
cool stuff, guys. Sorry to-
scales.
You're like, guys, wait, you're not level 6 like me?
Yeah, hold on. Wait a second.
With legendary
you
armor?
take 5 points.
I'm going to reaction cast Absorb Elements. I'm going to have that to 2.
Cool.
I'm going to gain resistance to fire for the rest of the round.
Okay, awesome,
Sick.
cool.
Assuming that is fire damage, yeah.
It is. I'm sorry. It is 5 points of slashing.
Oh, then I'll take
plus
all the
one
slashing.
plus 1 point of fire.
Oh, I'll just take all this. I'll take all of it then. So 6.
6 total.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I want to try and grab Reynard. And like, is there a place I can like take him like
There is a.
just sort of out of the fight, try and get him to cover?
So the cottage, they're like standing in front of the centermost cottage. You'd be able to drag him around, and you'll be with him at the end of your turn probably, but you can get him around the building and out of the way of.
Oh, that's perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it depends on action economy, I guess, but I would be trying to like just check on him and like see where he's at health wise.
Sure. Give me a medicine check as your action.
Good God, guys, that's a 7
You are
with a 2 on the die because I keep rolling single digits.
With this, here's the thing with a
Good
with
God.
a 7
Dice
with a
jail.
7 I'm going to tell you what I already announced to everybody,
Yep,
which is
we
that
already know.
he saved on his first death save, so you above the table know that, so
Cool.
you're not
Cool.
sure. You're not sure if like I said, you came into something that was already happening. He was already unconscious by the time you got here, so you don't know where he is in this. Like, you don't know if he's been down for a minute or if he just went down. You're not sure.
Okay. Cool. That's my whole turn.
Okay, excellent. Moving along in the initiative order, we jump to Bilbin.
Fire. Reflects off of the white in his eye as a zoomed close-up shot of his face, looking at these magma methods. He is very just like kind of gritting his teeth as he just pulls out his axe and yells, "Charge!"
Let him know, Bilbin. Let him know.
He's gonna let you know, and then he just charges at the closest magma method to me.
The closest one looks like it's got like rocking a broken wing right now, and it's kind of struggling to fly at this point.
Is there one next to that one?
They're kind of all in a semicircle. You can get to one of the first two. The other two look like they're probably uninjured.
I'll get to the uninjured one that I can reach.
Uninjured one?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That's the middlemost magma method.
I will go for the middlemost magma method.
Perfect. Beautiful
Middlemost
iteration.
magma
Love
method.
it.
5 times fast.
The one with the broken wing turned to you as you yelled charge and like was expecting you to hit it, and then just kind of like spun on its broken wing to like see you run past it.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta keep him guessing.
Taking a swing at
Taking a swing.
Okay, great. Roll to hit.
This is gonna be bad.
Tis the theme of the evening.
Is this my first attack roll? Is this?
Yeah, it's your first attack roll.
Is it the first attack roll?
Technically, yeah, this is the first attack roll of the campaign.
Oh, not one?
Natural 2.
Hey, 2 gangs.
Plus 5, which is 7.
7, unfortunately, will miss in this instance.
No way.
What?
No way.
Well, if it was gonna miss,
No way,
They're
anyone,
just little guys. It should hit, right? They're little guys.
You missed this magma method swinging wildly at it, and your sword does not draw fire, and anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
It was an axe, by the way, but
An axe. I'm so
yes.
sorry.
No, you're good. It is my fireman's axe.
Just grit my teeth and I look right at that magma method and I give him the stare.
You give that method the stare, and he looks at you with glowing orange eyes, with a shitty grin on his face, and doesn't make any noise. Just stares at you with a smile.
And that's where I end my turn.
Cool.
Ick.
All right, moving down in the initiative order, past the bandits that also rolled a 12, but they are no longer able to act in this fight. We get to Arthur. What's your? Oh, actually, Omar is going to go before you.
Oh, thank God.
Because I think you have a negative dex, right?
I have 11.
Yeah. Omar's going to go before you.
My initiative score, but my dex is 9.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, Omar has a plus to his dex. He will go first.
Must be nice.
Omar is going to roll to hit. Omar rolls a natural 18.
Yeah.
Nice,
He
Omar.
is swinging at the injured one next to him. I will say this too, actually. Omar is going to second wind an ability of the fighter class before he lands this attack. And he's going to get some heals back. He does not look uninjured. He looks like he has already been in this fight for a little bit. He gets some heals back, and then he's going to swing at this Mephit, dealing it 8 points of damage as you see this Mephit pierce through, which means that one of your foes is down, but Bilbin, as you are in close proximity with this, I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Bathe me.
Bathe me. I'm going to go ahead and 16 dex save.
Awesome. You pass in
Nice.
this instant. Omar's
Good
also
save.
going to make a dexterity save. Omar does not pass. Omar is
Omar.
going to take the full force of this damage as this method explodes and magma explodes out in each of your directions. He's going to take 7 points of damage. You're going to take 7 half to 3 points of fire damage in this instance, as one of the magma methods, the uninjured magma method, has been slain by Omar. Now you know that these guys explode as they die.
And also that they have at least 8 hit points.
Yes.
Perfect. Omar is going to, he used his second wind, and he has already used some other things that he has. He looks to you, Bilbin, and says, "Let's try. You get him with the next one."
I'll get him.
All right. Thank you. And that will end Omar's turn as we move to Arthur Page Llewellyn.
Omar, Bilbin, hold on. I don't know what to do right now. Oz, I wasn't completely honest with you earlier. I don't know how to. I got things I can do. I got spells I can. I don't know if they're even spells. I don't know how magic works, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know. I'm scared if I let something out that it's gonna take over and I don't know, become something bad or something. I don't know.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Just feel it through.
How do I do this?
Just feel it. It's a feeling.
Okay. I don't know how to help otherwise. I'm scared to hit these things with a pan. I think that'll just cook me. All right. Feel it.
Learn to recognize it.
All right.
Channel it.
Yep. Channel. Recognize. Feel. I'm going to look at the injured one. Is there one injured now?
Two uninjured. Now.
Two. Oh, okay.
There's one right in between.
Omar took care of that one.
Yeah, they're the one right in between. The one that Bilbin missed, right in between Omar and Bilbin, is the one closest to you.
Rub it in.
Feel. Still a 3. So I don't feel anything. I'm not feeling it.
Feel well.
All right.
Focus.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take my pan and I'm gonna run up to the closest one and hit it.
Perfect. Was that your wild magic?
No,
check,
it
or
was
is
just a roll for myself to see if I was able to cast again.
Understood.
Roll for myself.
All right. You run up to this closest guy. Roll to
Yeah. Does a 12 hit?
12 hits.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
All right.
7 does not hit.
A 12 does.
Just letting you know.
That's 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Great.
Take him
7
out.
points of
Take
bludgeoning
him
damage.
out. Take
Hit him with the
out.
bottom of the pan that's already like showing scorch marks from time use.
You hit him, and a little magma sticks to the bottom of it, and the rest of it falls to the ground.
I don't know if that's good for it.
And you see the mycelium on the ground actually hits it and scorches for a second, and then the rest grows over, and the fire is covered.
Superfood.
Great. Anything else on your turn, Arthur?
Wait, the method doesn't die.
No. Take 7 points of damage. Like a little bit of his. Yeah, he loses a little magma. His leg is gone, but he's still just floating there, looking at you all.
Looks like we know their hit points.
Well, the first
You
one was
right,
injured,
Omar?
so
Yes, I'm okay for now.
All right. I got your back. That's my turn.
Perfect. Now we will move to the Mephit's turns. Because you took one out, that was good. There's only 2 left. Fun fact about magma Mephids, and for anyone new to D&D that doesn't know, certain creatures have breath weapons that they recharge on their turn. So each of these little guys is going to re-roll a breath weapon. They need a 6 on a 6-sided dice to be able to recharge it. So I'm going to roll that right now.
Do your worst.
A 2 and a 1 on the dice. Neither
go.
of them re-roll. As you look around, they try to recharge. It looks like those bandits may have unfortunately caught a full blast of all of their breath weapons at once earlier. So they don't recharge their breath weapons, but they are going to take some swings. The one that you made contact with, Arthur, is going to swing at you, and the other one is going to swing at the now only uninjured one is going to swing at Vox and Omar. First to hit Arthur. That is a 11 plus 3, 14 to hit.
Yes.
14 hits.
I'm getting cooked now. I knew it's going to happen.
Arthur, you're going to take 2 points of slashing plus 2 points of fire damage. So 4 points of damage total.
Ooh, hot.
And then next one is going to swing at the Vox. That will just hit Omar's armor class with a 14 on the die. And Omar's going to take a little damage here. Omar's going to take 5 points of slashing and 3 points of fire. Omar looks pretty injured at this point. But that is the end of the Mephit's turn, as they have failed to get their fire breath back and have lashed out at y'all with your claws. Moving down to the bottom of the initiative order, we have Oz getting ready to jump into action. Oz, what would you like to do?
Is there a Mephit not within range of melee range of my comrades?
No, right now the far Mephit would hit Bilbin and Omar.
Okay, so they're all
and
gonna-
The closest one would hit all 3 allies. The farther one will just hit Bilbin and Omar at this moment.
Okay, I'm gonna move over. I'm gonna flank a little to the right. I'm gonna move over until I have a clean shot at the further one.
Okay.
Oz mutters an incantation, and he grabs his sphere that's in its bracket across his chest on the leather strap of his satchel, pulls out a tab really quick, and it snaps back. And then as it snaps back, you see like this little orb pops out into his hands, and it floats in between, and he shoots it out at the Mephit and shoots a chromatic orb using cold damage
Hell
at
yeah.
the furthest one.
Cool.
Let's see if I hit though. Okay. Does a 18 hit?
Oh yeah.
let's
Big time,
go.
baby. Roll that cold damage.
Like super hits. Big eye heat.
3d8 cold.
So much cold damage.
That's going to be a 10 points of cold damage to the furthest one.
10 points of
Fuck
cold
yeah.
damage. It looks like it hurts it extra badly.
I wonder why.
A bunch of its magma freezes over, and its feet fall to the ground as it still flutters in the air, though. But you have seriously injured. That method went from looking untouched to very hurt.
Okay. Lads, you might want to get out of the way.
Awesome. First round of initiative done, gang. There we go. Jumping back to the top of the initiative order. I'm going to roll a die real quick. All right.
I don't like that.
Saren?
I think seeing how bad Reynard's looking, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Word.
Awesome.
Yeah, let me roll for that real quick. That will be 6 points of healing back to Reynard.
You look down and cast your healing word on this young wizard. He looks, he is a teenager, but doesn't look it. And he opens his eyes, hands still bound, and sees you and says,
Are you all right?
I guess so.
Stay here. And I'm gonna run back towards the action.
Cool. You run into the action. Anything else? What would you like to do? Anything else on your turn? You can get around the cabin. You see.
I still have an action.
Yeah,
right?
isn't bonus action?
Yep.
healing
Yeah.
word?
Man. Okay, so there's 2 left. The one Oz just hit looks pretty bad, and that's the one that's up on Omar.
Yeah, Omar's. They were kind of surrounding Omar, so like Bilbin and Arthur flanked around the outside. You,
I'll be coming from the opposite direction, I think.
the one. Yeah, the one that's. I don't know that you can get to the least injured one or the most injured one, to be honest. The one that Oz just hit. So you might have to go after the first one. You did.
And they're both like in melee with my allies, though.
They're in melee with everybody.
So maybe I'll just go up next to Omar and take a swing with my quarterstaff, just to do it.
Cool. Swing away.
That is a 6, so I will just be chilling there.
That is not going to hit, unfortunately.
3 on the die, guys. Keeping it going.
Hey, baby, it's okay.
Dies.
Hey, if I roll like 7 more times, I'll get up to double digits.
Hey, you know what? You got young Reynard out of death saving throws, though, which is
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah. Moving ahead, we move back to Bilbin now. Bilbin, you were scorched with a little bit of flaming energy and missed on your last swing.
That's right, I was.
What would you like to do?
Bilbin takes his axe, shakes off the scorched magma that scalded his skin, and goes to the closest Mephit.
Do
Winds
you
up.
want the one that you swung on the first time? They're both injured now. The one to your left is more injured than the other.
Let me go after the one on the right.
Okay.
Okay. The one on the right. Bilbin pulls up his axe to the sky and pulls that axe head down. 10 to hit.
10 is unfortunately not good.
No!
Level
Bilbin.
1 is so cool, guys.
just misses. You breeze by it as it
Nice job.
this
Not again.
this method that you swung it again is really reading your body language, and kind of you guys are kind of doing a dance, and he's figured you out.
Yeah, I mean, after 2 guys, they're Mephits. If I'm missing twice on Mephits as a firefighter, not as a paladin, but as a firefighter, I gotta throw that die in jail.
In this moment, Oz is thinking to himself, what kind of firefighters?
And Bilbin is like, oh my, like his aside in his head is like, man, they think I'm gonna be the laughing stock of the crew.
Or like a fire dancer.
Man, I really suck at fighting fires.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, or is that everything for you, Bilbin?
That's kind of it, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it there.
All right. Sounds good.
Hold the line. You're doing great, Bilbin.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Hold it.
Omar looks to you and says, "Can you take a little more flame, Bilbin?"
I look over at Omar, sweat dripping from my brow, and I nod.
All right then. And Omar's going to swing at the more injured Mephit to the right, and he is going to hit. Yes, with a 12 to hit.
Yeah, Omar.
Omar is going to deal a big 9 points of damage, and that is enough to take down this second Mephit. Bilbin, I'm going to need another dex saving throw from you.
One for me too, or not?
Nope, the one closest to the cabin is, because of how everyone's positioned, just going to hit Bilbin and Omar.
10.
10? 10 does not pass.
It's literally the one before.
Omar makes his save. You are going to take 7 points of fire damage. Omar's going to take half of that.
I don't like it.
Bilbin's wing looks injured, like the method before him.
After that is going to be Arthur's turn.
All right, here we go. I'm losing my mind. Focus, feel. All right, I'm going to try to think about how Oz just did whatever Oz did. I'm like, all right, cold stuff in my mind. Ice cream. Blocks of ice. Other cold things. I'm in melee with one right now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And you see that my hands start covering with ice, and a blast of frost comes out of my fingers, and I'm gonna try to shoot a ray of frost at this.
Okay, awesome.
So I guess that's with disadvantage.
Roll the hit. You
It's a 9.
you summon some fire and you roll and
Ice.
You shoot a ray and you blast a little bit backwards and it flies past, and Bilbin, you see like frost glaze right in front of your face.
Oh, sorry, Bilbin.
You miss on that. Can you give me another d20 roll for a little wild magic surge?
It's a 9.
We're good.
All right.
We're all
no.
good.
That's my turn.
Beautiful.
This is honestly incredible how we're all rolling so bad.
I know what I'm doing.
You'd think a giant great axe can hit just a mephit.
You have taken out all but one of the mephits now.
We have?
Wait, I'm gonna run away from it. After missing with my ray of frost.
Are
I'm
you
gonna,
really?
Yeah, I'm gonna run away.
All right, it's gonna get an
Yeah.
opportunity attack against you. It's natural 3. It's not. I don't think a 6 hits, right?
No. It
So it-
barely misses.
So it actually does. No.
This thing is gonna roll to see if it gets its breath weapon back. It does not. This mephit cornered. You see it surround itself in spell energy, and a blast of energy comes out to you, Arthur, as your frying pan becomes consumed with heat. And I need you to make I think it's a dex save.
Is it? Or is it con?
You're right. I think it's a con save.
Whew, thank God.
Oh, no.
It's a 24.
So
Yeah.
you
You fucker.
make your con save, which means you
Hold on to my pan.
hold on to your pan,
Fuck.
and you now have disadvantage on attack rolls. And you're also going to take some damage, though.
Damn.
You think you can make me drop this pan by heating it up a little bit?
Would you believe it if I said your DM didn't stock D8s? Can I borrow one real quick?
Just one?
Yes. Well, I'm going to roll it twice, but
You want a
no.
second one?
yeah, why not?
There you go.
Oh no. 2d8s?
Perfect.
You're going to take 7 points of fire damage.
All right, this is a little hot even for me.
Awesome.
Cool.
And that's,
Ow, 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 ow.
That's
Why
gonna be-
can't I drop this?
that's going to be the... Well, I mean, you can choose to fail a save, I guess. If you want to drop it, you can, unless you feel like... I'll leave it up to you.
Ow, ow, ow. What's going on? I
Great.
think my fingers are just like starting to sear to the pan. Oh, shit.
All right. The last method is gone. Looking somewhat injured. Oz, that's going to move to you in initiative.
I think Oz will use his last spell slot to cast another chromatic orb at this Magnum method.
Okay.
18.
18 hits.
Oz with the 18.
Roll damage.
How? Says Bilbin.
How are you hitting?
They're impossible to hit.
How are you hitting these sons of bitches? Defies all logic and meaning.
They're flying around me like little mosquitoes.
16 points of cold damage.
Which means 24.
You watch as this thing explodes like nobody's business. I will need deck saves from Saren, Bilbin, and Omar.
After this, it might not be looking good.
Glad I ran away.
Same heaven spell slots.
Freaking dang it.
Yeah, no, that's a 10. I believe that's a failure.
That is a failure.
6.
6. That is a failure. Omar also fails his save as this final method makes its death burst. Everyone takes 8 points
Slytherin.
of
Not
fire
Slytherin.
damage.
I'm gonna absorb elements in half of that.
Okay, cool. Omar Omar. You see Omar hit with fire, and he falls. How's Bilbin?
Yeah, Bilbin follows suit. He,
Oh my god.
he looks over
Omar,
at Fox
Bilbin.
Omar. He reaches for Omar. Omar, no! And then he just falls to the ground as well as the axe falls right after him. It's like a...
With that, your enemies have gone down. You have 2 allies down at this moment. I will leave initiative and ask what those of you standing do in this moment. You hear Reynard peek his head from around the cottage and says, "Dad?" and runs out to him. Our group that's standing, what are we doing? What does anyone do in this moment?
Your dad's gonna be all right.
Yeah. No worries. Don't worry about it, Reynold. I got this. And he runs over next to Reynard with his hand on Reynard's shoulder. Place this in your hands, and I help guide the healing potion with his hands in mine and feed it to Omar.
And I'll do the same for Bilbin.
Awesome. We can roll some heals if you want to roll heals for Omar. And
1d4?
1d4 plus 4 should be.
6 for you, Bilbin.
Yay, I'm
6
alive.
for Omar.
Nice.
Awesome. Oh God. I feel you.
Omar. Are you there, Omar?
Yes, I'm here. Is everyone okay?
Sorry about that back there. I've took quite a beating. I just don't know what happened. I kept missing and explosions just all over my face.
Yeah.
Like when you fight fires, right?
Yeah. Yes.
This is something you're used to?
Not in the animal form. Usually they're just wildfires, house fires, dumpster fires, things of that nature.
Now, what's a dumpster fire?
So there's this thing called a dumpster.
What? I don't know if I know what a dumpster is, quite frankly.
So do you know what a trash can is?
Sure.
So take that, but make it about 40 times bigger.
40 times bigger?
And you put them outside of establishments, such as...
Reynard, I'm so glad you're all right. As Omar hugs his son while you talk about dumpsters, we have...
In city infrastructure.
He's trying to figure out what this man does for a living.
And we've come out of combat. The 4 of you have run in and helped Omar not just find his son, but make sure that he is safe as you all stand in this space, injured, some more than others. You watch this cottage still burns, but again, you notice that this network of mycelium on the ground grows over the flames, covers it, and returns the ground here in this space back to where it was. And with that, Omar and Reynard safe. That is where we will end our 3rd session of the No Bards Allowed podcast. Sorry, boys. How are we feeling? I know that was a lot.
I'm gonna throw all my dice away.
I
That's-
died almost.
How were everyone's hit points at the end of that?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm at 4.
Well, now,
I'm at 5.
now we're back to 6, but I went from 16 to -2 now to 6.
Yeah, those 6 temp HP really helped.
I wanted to give y'all a level 1 for anyone listening that is this is their first D&D experience. Level 1 is simply the worst level to play Dungeons and Dragons at.
You can't do anything.
Yeah,
I didn't even
don't-
cast any spells. I still
Yeah.
have all my resources.
in a game where you can grow to such great heights. Level 1 is one of the most dangerous levels. So I wanted to give a challenging, intense combat to start here, but
That was a fun way to do it, like with their death bursts, giving them like you didn't have to have a lot of methods out there for it to quickly get bad for us.
well,
that was really cool.
In a lot of ways, I felt I know Omar got a couple of the killing blows on the first one, especially, but in a nice way with how initiative went. The fact that more people weren't in melee right away, and like even you running out and potentially taking a claw but avoiding death bursts is good. So
It felt
was-
like the right thing to do roleplay wise of just like, fuck, this didn't work. And
Yeah.
now I feel weird and embarrassed that I almost hurt a friend. So I should get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Not
it was-
any use.
Yeah, they're scary. They're technically like challenge rated to be like half or something like that. But I mean, they all have a once a day heat metal casting and that recharge, which is, it is. We'll probably talk about it more in some bonus content down the line or something. But it's, they're scary. There was combat that I did some. There was. Yeah, it was an intense thing y'all ran into. I thought everyone handled it. I know level 1 sucks, but I thought everyone handled it.
I had a
very
great
well, so.
time. Level 1's fine with me.
Are you bookending level 1 right now?
Yeah, are you implying
It sounds
that
like
level
you're-
1 is over?
Nah.
I am not saying that yet. But,
Oh.
we'll see how the next session goes.
Great.
Maybe,
All I'm
maybe
saying
we'll get
is-
to.
I learned from our recent home game to actually play the objective in this combat.
It was you made a good. I had confidence that you would keep our young wizard's apprentice safe. So
If I had been
it was-
smarter, though, I would have untied him, and maybe he could have done something.
Yeah,
but it's fine.
I in that moment I would have made a roll, but I think he may have stayed and hid at your
Yeah.
request. I think that might have been where a young untrained wizard might have stayed. So
Probably for the best.
yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you next week on the pod. We haven't talked about it yet, but like every other podcast or entity out in the world, we have social media. Follow us on Instagram, Discord, TikTok. I don't know if we're going to use all of it. We'll see. You look and see. We might post on some of them. We might
We're
post
going to
on
be
all of them.
super active and you have no clue. Our
Yeah.
engagement's going to be out of the ceiling.
We have lots of
Out of
out of
fun.
the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so fun.
Come to
gonna
the
be-
Discord and just play Destiny 2 with me. It's fine.
Yeah. That's not wrong. We've talked about a lot of fun things. We're excited to drop some cool things for y'all outside of our campaign too. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Anybody else have any parting thoughts before we say goodbye to everybody?
I'm burned. My
level
hands hurt. My hands hurt.
I'm
Dude,
tired.
Freaking fire.
Fair.
I feel like I just got done with the brunch rush. This was 2 brunch rushes in a row today
Yeah.
for Arthur.
Yep.
And I'm out of spell slots and no arcane recovery. So
Let's
let's
go.
hope we don't find anybody else.
Hey, I got plenty of spells left.
You just got to figure out how to use them first.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all
Yeah.
going to be fine.
Apparently
All right.
my axe is
Ignis.
cursed. So
Hey, gotta get the bad swings out. Yeah, we'll get there. We're gonna get there.
the axe of
It'll be fine.
missing.
All right, gang. Well, thanks for tuning in to No Bards Allowed. We'll see y'all next week. Bye now.
Bye, all
Bye.
stars.